Hey YouTube, happy Sunday afternoon here in the UK. And in London when I was growing up, they used to say about London buses that, you wait and wait and wait and then they come along in threes. Well, it seems like with California fractionals, they come along in twos. And I never ever expected to find a second one that I wanted to buy after the first one, the 1866 that I showed you the other day. But I did find one more. It wasn't completely the bargain that the 1866 was, but in actual fact it's a really nice coin that was for sale for the first time in the UK. And I just want to show it to you because this one is an 1872. It's also a gold California $quarter, and it's really interesting to be able to have these two kind of similar $quarter side by side and take a look at them. This one looks to be very slightly more sophisticated and less folksy in its minting. The stars round the outside of the obverse are a little bit more defined and there are more of them. But I think the kind of folk style that these coins are minted in a kind of semi-amateurish kind of way is part of their charm, and it's really interesting finding real ones to pick up, because I think a lot of people seem to be deeply suspicious if they don't really know and understand these coins, and they don't really know which ones are real, which ones are false, which ones are tokens, which ones were sold as souvenirs, and so it's kind of interesting area to do some research. It's a little bit unfortunate that the major book to research these things, the California Fractionals book by Breen and Gillow, is something like $250 to $400 when you see a copy of it. I keep looking for it, as a cheap buy, but I really don't see it anywhere. It's normally incredibly expensive. So this is the $quarter, 1872. Here's a little bit of a close-up of it. You always get interesting information on these coins from the PCGS Coin Facts. This one is a BG-725, and it is really interesting because they give an estimate of survivors for all these coins, and this one has an estimate of 55 survivors. So, and I think that's pretty accurate as far as I can see, because if you look at the populations on NGC and PCGS, they are absolutely tiny populations. So it's a $quarter, and here are the populations. You can see really very, very small. The PCGS population is very small. The NGC population is actually half what the PCGS population is, and here's a chance to see both of them side by side. The 1872 with its defined stars, and then you can see underneath it the 1866, less stars, slightly more undefined, but still two incredibly beautiful little historical American coins from California. The artwork is obviously, it's kind of not necessarily copied, but each time somebody makes another one in another year, they take the style and produce new dies, and it makes it slightly different.